Live from Mesquite Creek Outfitters in beautiful downtown Georgetown, Texas. This is the Eagle Nation Coaches Show with head coach Chuck Griffin and the voice of your Georgetown Eagles, Wally Harmon. Thanks for joining us tonight, and here's Wally.
There we go. Now we got it. That mute button's just killing me. Welcome to the Eagle Nation Coaches Show, live from Mesquite Creek Outfitters here in beautiful downtown Georgetown. South Austin Avenue, right across from the courthouse in downtown. MCO, great place to be, and we've got a good crowd tonight, so we appreciate everybody being here with us. I am obviously not Wally Harmon. Wally and Jerry Ann are at a service tonight that they needed to be at. And we wish them all the best in this time that they are dealing with a loss of a family friend, them and their son. So our thoughts and prayers are with them. But we've got some football to talk tonight. Tough loss last week at College Station against a very good College Station team. We will just keep our hopes up that we get another shot at them at some point down the road. But difficult game last week, but the boys kept fighting all the way through, and we're excited to see what happens this week against Glenn. So here in just a couple of minutes, we'll get Coach Griffin up here and have a conversation with him, and then we're going to be talking to a couple of special teams players tonight, the guys that are kicking the football around for the Eagles. We will have conversations with both of them, so we're excited about that. Stick with us here. First Responder Broadcasting brings you the Eagle Nation Coaches Show, sponsored by Mesquite Creek Outfitters. We will be back in just a few minutes. Stay with us, folks.
Live from Mesquite Creek Outfitters in beautiful downtown Georgetown, Texas. This is the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
And we welcome you back to the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. I am now joined by head coach of your Georgetown Eagles, Chuck Griffin. Coach, thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks, Kelly.
We appreciate it. It is your show, so you're a little obligated. Coach had a tough game last week against a very strong College Station team. You told me in both the interviews that we did last week, this was the best team that we played all year, and they proved it Friday night. Talk a little bit about that game.
You know, definitely, they're the best team we played all year. They're the best team in the region, I think. And you know, we did not. That's better. Thank you.
There you go.
Myself a little bit.
All right.
You know, we did not play our best football against the best team, and that puts you in a bind. That puts you in a bad situation. So, you know, we're going to grow from that, learn from that. That's the way, you know, a process-oriented athlete is. Like, just you get better, find a way to get better, and find a way to use that and move on. So that's kind of the approach we've taken to it.
So we talked about before in-game facing some adversity in-game. Now you've got some adversity as the result of the game. How's practice been going this week, and how have the players dealt with that?
It's been good. We've had a good week of practice. We had to go a little earlier today because we had the PSAT today at school, so we had to go a little early today. And, you know, it is really one of our sharpest practices. You know, so I think the kids are responding well. I mean, they realize, you know, kind of the way it went down, they realized they didn't play their best, realized played a good team, time to move on and wash that off. We got a great chance to control our own destiny, to finish second in the district, to secure a home playoff win. We're in, so we've got to go out and win the next two games. So this week's focusing on the Glen Grizzlies.
I know we would like to get away from the College Station game, It's in the past, but I do have to talk about one of my all-time favorite plays that I have ever seen the Georgetown Eagles run on. There have been a lot of people score touchdowns this year. I don't think any of us would have put money on Michael Valenta scoring a touchdown off a reception.
Yeah.
That was an incredible play.
Pretty awesome. And it was exciting to see. It was exciting to see live. It was impressive to see live. So, it's great. I don't know if you remember 2019. We threw a 2-point conversion to our center, to Alex Thiel one time.
Oh, yeah.
So you never know who
you
we're
never
throw
know
the ball to. But no, it was great to see Mike go out there and make a big play for his teammates, and pretty impressive to see.
Not only great technique in the catch, those hands out front, watching that ball in, but when he turned that corner, there's some athleticism shown in there.
Mike's an athlete, and that he's a big athlete and does a great job. So it was exciting to see.
I know there's a cornerback from College Station that's having nightmares seeing that big guy coming at you at the goal line.
Yeah.
It was a great play, and a lot of fun to watch. If you guys watched the broadcast from last week, we lost our professionalism there for a few minutes, and all of us in the booth started screaming on the broadcast. So it was a lot of fun.
Yep.
A lot of fun to watch. So this week we got the Glen Grizzlies coming in to GISD Athletic Complex, Birkelback Field, back home to the friendly confines. What are you expecting out of Glen?
Ball control offense. They're going to run slot T a lot like Liberty Hill does. So they're going to try to control the clock, control the game. They've got a great running back. He's going to Oklahoma State. He's a 4-year starter. He's going to do a great job. And they're pretty good defensively too. And I think we're going to get their best shot. We kind of spoiled their season last year with a goal line stand at the end of the game. They probably felt pretty upset about, and even a call at the end of the game that that was the correct call. But as a coach, I would have had a hard time handling that too. So I think we're going to get their best effort. This is one of those games. The seniors got 2 games left. They're going to try to do something, and I think we're going to get their best effort. So it'll be a good football game.
So a little with what they run on offense being a lot like, or at least similar to what Liberty Hill does. What's the biggest challenge defensively when you're facing a team like Glen?
The biggest challenge defensively is there's so much misdirection that you've got to be really spot on your assignment. Like, you've got to do your job. You got to be in the right gap. You got to tackle the right guy, and your guy might not have the ball, but you've got to be in your spot doing what you're supposed to do. And somebody else has got to be in their spot. And somebody else has got to be in their spot. There's no overlap. There's no going, they're running the zone. I'm going to play on the front side, or I'm going to backdoor this. You can't do that in their offense because you're going to be wrong. And when you're wrong, it's a big hitter. So, you got to play really assignment-oriented football when you play defense against one of these teams.
With an offense like that, when you're on defense, it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that sometimes they can use the speed of the defense against the defense in some over pursuit or collapse in a pocket whenever it winds up bouncing outside. How do you face that challenge?
I think really it's just more the misdirection. We're flying to the ball, and the ball's coming back underneath us. And we're playing traditional football, seeing maybe a toss coming and trying to get over to C gap, and they're running. They've flipped around and they've come back inside. They're running a trap back in A gap, and now they've kind of hit you on the back door. So it's just difficult to face because you don't face it all the time, and so sometimes you can just go be a football player and make plays, and this one you have to be a really disciplined player, which is hard to do when you don't see it week in and week out.
Well, and with the speed that the defense has, and we've talked a lot about it this year, the speed that Georgetown has on defense, are they able to sometimes overcome those mistakes just because they have speed behind them that can make up for it? Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, we can do that, and so our guys are going to play hard. They're going to play fast, and that's exactly what we want them to do.
Offensively for the Eagles this week, not exactly a defense like we saw with College Station, but still some athletes on that side of the ball for Glen. What's going to be the challenge over there?
Just consistency of being in the right place and doing the right thing up front, of running your route at the right depth and throwing the ball on time and all those kind of things. Just consistency is going to be the biggest key for us offensively.
Special teams wise, any special challenges that you see from Glenn that we're going to have to deal with?
I mean, they're well coached, so it's hard to gain an advantage in there because they're well coached. We're well coached. It's just going out and make sure you're doing your job and make sure you don't let the ball get on the ground and you take care of your assignment in that role.
We're going to be talking to both our kickers that we use tonight, and I think special teams often gets overlooked in the importance of the game. Talk about how I mean, it is a third part of the game that often gets overlooked, especially by the fans because it's not glamorous. Talk about just season-long challenges that you have on special teams.
It's just they don't get as much credit as they deserve. They, and sometimes, to be honest, they don't get as much practice as they deserve from a team perspective. So, it's kind of like being the receiver that's going out for the pass, the DB that's got to play coverage. Like, all eyes are on them, So when they're kicking the ball or they're punting, like, everybody's looking at them. And, so there's a lot of pressure that goes with it. When you get – for us, we don't really punt that often. So when you get 2 to – last week we punted too much. But when you get 2 to 4 punts a game, like, you got to be on. You can't go out there and mess one up. And the same thing, I mean, we don't kick field goals very often. You got to make your extra points, and when you get a chance to kick field goals, you got to go knock it down. And you just don't get many opportunities. Quarterback throws an incomplete pass. Guess what? He's going to throw another one. Whether it's different when you're the punter or you're the kicker, like, because I might not let you do it again. It's just the way the game goes. Like, it's one of those things that's you got to be on. So those guys got to do a great job focusing up and be ready to go.
One of those special team challenges for the players out there is everybody's watching, and when there's a mistake, it can turn into a big mistake.
Yeah, for sure.
And then everybody's grumbling and griping and complaining about it.
Anytime you get, there's percentage, I don't know what it is, but, it's in the 70%. If you get a kick block, you're going to lose a football game, So you've got to do a great job of securing that, and that's something that goes overlooked. As the offensive linemen that are involved in the game or the defensive guys that are involved in the punt team and their job and their role, blocking and tackling and those kind of things too.
Last week during the game, very physical game out there, so there were some guys that had to come in and at least spell some of the players for a little bit, some that hadn't been on the field a great deal. Talk about how well they did filling in those gaps.
Cole Mitchell's been playing a little bit all year, but he had to step up big time with a couple linebackers going down last week, and I think he finished with double-digit tackles, on the night. So he did extremely well. Boston Johnson came in and is one of our reserve guys and just a great player for our team and in our program, and came out and did a great job, made a big play down on the goal line and smoked the quarterback, So anytime those guys can come in and have success and be ready, it's great to see that.
In a game like last week, by halftime, they had a pretty decent lead by halftime. How do you keep these young guys' heads in the game at that point?
Again, it's just the idea of being a process-oriented athlete. Like, you can't worry about the outcomes. Like, you do your very best on this play regardless of the game situation. Whether you're up or whether you're down, and you do your best because that's what's required of you, because that's what you're supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to perform your best. So do your best, and try not to be outcome oriented, and focus on the process of doing what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it, when you're supposed to do it. And if you'll find success in that over and over and over throughout the night, then you're going to end up winning the football game.
I guess one of the biggest challenges, as I look from the outside in, with a group like this, you've got to know your team well enough to know when to put an arm around them, have a conversation with them, or when to chew them out good.
Yeah, sure.
And how do you balance that
that's
aspect
just the
of it?
Psychology of being a coach. I mean, this is part of it. And any of you guys that have had a teenager in your house, the mood swings that go along, and we got 250 of them. So, I mean, it's a constant thing trying to figure out where they are and when to push, when to prod, when to love them up and those kind of things. So, we talk about it in our coaching staff. We use Proverbs 18:27, and there's power of life in the death in your tongue, and so we talk about that, and that our speech and even when we're chewing them out, even when we're getting on them, it needs to be pushing them in a positive direction so that they can move into where they're supposed to go.
We talked a little bit about the physicality and some players getting injured last week, which brings me back to we've talked about them before. Chad Hennessy, Vanessa Rideau, and that whole training crew, so valuable to this organization. Talk about their value to keeping your players healthy and everything they do, because they're there before your team gets there and they're there after your team leaves.
Yeah, I mean, it's tremendous. You know, one of the things that kind of surprised College Station is when we talked about when we're going to get there, and our training staff and our managers were going to be there at 2:30. They're going to get out of school at 4:15, and they were trying to figure out where do we put them, what do we do, and man, it just goes to show you the professionalism of our training staff and what they do. I mean, they had the entire trip planned. They know where everybody's going, what's going. They take all of our stuff there. They set all of our stuff up. They do all the taping. They get us on the field. They're showing up for treatments early in the morning. They're there for treatments after practice. I mean, they work really hard. So very thankful for them and what they do and how they help our kids stay out on the field. And man, it's a huge task, and I'm very thankful they work for the Georgetown Eagles.
It's a bit cliche, but you know, everything that we talk about, we feel like Georgetown has the best. Georgetown has the best. But those trainers truly are some of the best in the state, maybe in the nation.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why they keep getting, you know, they'll work the UIL cross-country meet here, you know, on I believe it's the same day as our Cedar Park game. They're going to work the state cross-country meet that morning and then meet us at the game that night. And, you know, they'll do that for state track meet and those kind of things. So, yeah, they do a tremendous job.
When you were playing high school football, did you ever think you might decide to get a psychology degree to help you coach?
No. Thankfully, I did take a little bit, you know. Yeah. But, no, it's just more. It's experience. It's just going through the process of screwing up, you know, and recognizing that and knowing when you do it. And it's like I said, man, it's not a whole lot different than being a parent. You're gonna screw up when you're a parent. You're gonna screw up when you're a coach, and you got to figure out how to fix it and how to move on and how to move in a positive direction.
Well, you said you got 250 kids. I stopped at 2 on purpose, so God bless you for that and all that you do and all that your coaching staff does. And, Coach, I want to thank you on behalf of a lot of people here. They entrust you and your entire staff with their kids and the most valuable asset that they have. Yep. And I think you guys do a tremendous job of helping these young men become men down the road, not just better football players, but better people, and we appreciate that, and it shows.
Well, I appreciate that very much. That's part of our goal. That's part of what we want to be able to do.
Well, and, you know, most of these kids are not going to play football after high school, so they got other things to do, and being good citizens is so important, and we see that emphasis from y'all and greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Folks, head coach Chuck Griffin, your Georgetown Eagles head coach. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, and we're going to have a conversation with Aaron Guzman, kicker for your Georgetown Eagles. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
And we welcome you back to the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. It has now been made completely obvious to me that once again I failed to hit the mute button. So I apologize to Aaron for that. But you good folks here in the crowd got to hear it. Folks, Brady Mann, punter for your Georgetown Eagles. Brady, thanks for being with us, man.
Great to be with you.
Pull that microphone in close so we can hear you.
All right.
How in the world did you take the punting job?
I don't really know. I mean, I was just the backup for the first couple games, and then during practice, Coach Taylor just told me I'm going to be starting this game, and I guess I showed out.
How long you been working at punting?
About 2-3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
You going to the camps?
Mm-hmm.
How fun are those?
Pretty fun. Just went with last Sunday to Houston.
Yeah?
That was pretty great.
Awesome. What's the biggest challenge back there on that deep snap?
Just getting it off quickly, just not getting it blocked.
All right.
Yeah.
It's come close a couple times.
Yes, sir.
You ever get scared back there whenever you know you got a rush coming, you see 9 guys lined up on that line of scrimmage?
A little bit, but I trust my teammates.
What's been your biggest challenge this year? You heard me ask Aaron that because you weren't listening online while the mute button was on, so you heard it here. What's been your biggest challenge this year?
Just getting it off quickly enough and just getting that nice high spiral.
So got a Glenn team coming. You're going to have an athlete deep. What's the challenge when you've got an athlete like that back deep on these kicks?
Kick it over his head.
I like that formula. Kick it high,
Yes,
kick
sir.
it over his head, and let you guys get down there and cover the ball.
Yes, sir.
How many tackles have you had to make this year?
2 of them.
2?
Yes, sir.
Did you get them good?
Oh, yeah. Hit him right in the sweet spot.
Nice. Who was it?
Both of them were A&M Consolidated.
All right. Those were big tackles.
Yeah.
Big tackles in a very tight game. So if you're not on the football field, you're not at a kicking camp, what kind of hobbies do you have? What do you do outside of football?
Cars.
Cars?
Yes, sir.
What's
Yeah.
your favorite?
I like the Ford Mustang. Also like motorcycles. My mom doesn't like them very much, though.
Oh, no. I used to love motorcycles, and then I wrecked one in 11th grade. Haven't been back on one since. So also had an 86 Mustang GT convertible. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fastbacks, too.
Yes, sir.
What's going to be in your future?
And Gandy.
Gandy?
Mm-hmm.
Coach Gandy. I think that's the first shout-out Coach Gandy's gotten, and he's OG. OG. Well, Brady, thanks for joining us, buddy. We appreciate it. Good luck Friday night to you and all the rest of the Eagles. Folks, Brady Mann, your punter for your Georgetown Eagles. We're going to take one more break, and then whenever we come back, we'll be talking with, I don't know who we're talking with the Booster Club. Jimmy Warren again? Outstanding. All right, we'll talk to Jimmy whenever we come back. Folks, Eagle Nation Coaches Show live from Mesquite Creek Outfitters here in Georgetown, Texas. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
Mute buttons are off. I got to let Aaron get his shout-outs out there. Who you shouting out?
Shout out Jake Decker and Max Gates and Diesel McAnally.
All right. Awesome. So we'll get Jimmy Warren up here now. Hey, man, I'm sorry about the mute button issue. I'm an
you're
idiot.
good.
Hey, I'm an idiot. It's all right.
Of course. Here you go.
Hand that off to him.
You got the mute button right?
I got it.
Good?
See? No lights.
No lights?
Mute
All right,
button's
we're
good.
All right, we're
How are
good.
you, buddy?
Good, brother. How are you?
Good to see you
Good
again.
to be seen.
What's happening with the Booster Club?
Oh, man, all good things. Good things. Yeah, it's, getting together with all these parents, dads, all that. It's all fun stuff. Bunch of volunteers, bunch of work. Takes an army.
Yes, it does.
So.
And the Booster Club, for folks that don't know, it's not only a varsity football club booster club. It is a booster club for all 5 of the teams at the high school, and y'all even do stuff for the middle school.
We do, yeah.
So what kind of volunteer work can folks sign up for to come in and help out?
So Thursday nights are big for us. That's when the freshmen or JV. This week's going to be the freshmen. Going to be playing at home at the high school, and we've got merchandise sales. And you can't hear?
Pull it closer.
Okay, got it now.
Got it now? All right.
So we
Thursday night,
freshman merchandise, help sell merchandise, and then concessions. We got that.
Hang on, is that all of our trivia guys? Yeah. Okay, we'll do trivia quick. It won't be long. What is on the tailgate this week?
So we've got South Star Bank coming to cook for us.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah.
That should be tasty. Do we know what they're making yet?
You know, I think they're making hamburgers.
All right,
It's hamburgers.
I'll eat a hamburger.
Good burger. Yeah.
Obviously, I'll eat a hamburger.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, folks, Jimmy Warren with the Georgetown Eagle Football Booster Club. Jimmy, thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. One quick break, and we are back again for trivia. We'll be right back, folks. Stick with us.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
Landry Leggett.
Leo Diaz.
Mason Goggins.
I'm Davin Sedwick.
Isaac Mon.
Andrew Petter.
All right, so I think the offense is leading right now. All right, by one, right? All right, by one. So here's a chance to even this out. And this week's trivia is NCAA men's basketball. All right, we ready? Yes, question number one. What university has won the most NCAA basketball national championships?
Kansas.
No.
Duke.
No. UCLA. You know how many? Extra point if you can guess how many. 11. Boom. 2 points. 11.
Tripping.
All right, question number 2. What player has scored the most points in their NCAA tournament career? I'll give you a hint. I hate it.
Grayson Allen?
No.
Is he in the league right now?
No.
Oh. Yeah.
Somebody over here said it. Oh, Coach, you've seen that show.
Larry Bird.
I hate Christian Leitner. Were you going to say it?
I said it though. I said it.
Yeah, Chris. Andrew, you got to scoot in on more, man. The chicks want to see you. All right, question number 3. 2 Texas Longhorns have won the Naismith College Player of the Year. Name one.
Kevin Durant.
Correct. Kevin Durant. Can you name the other? Nope. Take a guess.
Mo Bamba.
Said Mo Bamba. TJ Ford, 2007. I'm sorry, 2003. Kevin Durant was 2007. So the score is 3-0. Y'all watch college basketball? No. Anybody on defense watch college basketball? Okay, you can go help if you want. Because these guys are getting smoked.
And they just said it.
All right, question number 4. What coach is the winningest coach in Division I NCAA history?
I know which coach it is, but I'm trying to forget his name.
Do these guys watch sports, coach?
Dean Smith.
No.
Coach K.
What's the name? We'll give it to you, Coach K. Mike Krzyzewski. Spell it. 1,202 wins in his career. All right, final question. Almost. Question number 5. In 1982, North Carolina beat Georgetown for the NCAA championship. What North Carolina Tar Heel player hit the 17-foot jumper to win the title at the buzzer?
Wait, what was the year again?
Does it matter? 1982.
Michael Jordan.
Say it again.
Michael Jordan.
Defense got one. All right, so the offense takes it another week, so now they're up by 2. Got a couple of weeks to catch up. Folks, there's your trivia for the night. We'll take one more break and wrap up the show.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.